Guys, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to inspect your plumbing like a pro. We're gonna take a look at plumbing equipment, fixtures, and piping. When you turn on the water like this, and this is what you get, that's not a good thing. That tells you that that drain line is stopped up, and that's something we need to address. Now, one of the things that is really easy to spot and a lot of people never get is at the hose. There needs to be a vacuum breaker. Now, I just happened to grab one because I saw this already, but I'm gonna go ahead and install it. And the reason being is whenever we first acquired this property, this is something that we had to do. We had to go through a water inspection. So we went inside and checked all the toilets here in the trailer and in the main house to make sure everything was up to code, that none of the flush valves were actually underwater, which some of them were, so we replaced them. But we also had to put vacuum breakers on each of the hoses. Now, what we're assuming here is that we didn't tighten down the nut enough, we didn't break it off, anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the right way to do this. And I always try to carry a crescent wrench, pair of channel locks, things like that with me. That way, if there's anything around the house that I can just fix or tighten up when I'm there, I'll go ahead and do that when I'm doing a home inspection. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and open this up. And I know a lot of y'all hate these because if they start leaking, you can't get them off. And the reason is that's telling you it's time to replace it. So you've got a washer in here. This one here's got an O-ring. So you're gonna put it on this. I like to go ahead and get channel locks on it just to snug it up. Okay, so that should be no problem. Here's one thing most homeowners hate is, as a plumber, we're supposed to take this lock nut, tighten it down until it breaks off. Now, homeowners hate that because now they can't just take this off. And I get it, it's a pain. But this is to make sure they don't take it off and create a backflow in their homes. So, got one thing done, let's go see what else we can find. Now we've got the meter out by the street and we've already looked at it. We know that it's not spinning, but I want to be able to locate the valves coming into the house so I can always let the homeowner know. So we're gonna jump in this valve box here and look and see that there's a lot of mud in here. So what I've located here is a 3/4 inch ball valve. Got the 3/4 inch water line coming in, got some nice big spiders crawling around there. So always be careful when you're getting in the box. Since this is my home, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle it just to know if it works. And it works really smooth, no problems at all. Now I know that when we move somebody in this house, if we ever have a problem, need to shut the water off, I can come right here and kill the water to the entire house. So that's the water. And the good thing is, we've also got the gas right here. So if I needed to shut off the gas, I could take a crescent wrench, anything like this, turn this valve 90 degrees till this on the gas cock, instead of going up and down, is going across like it's blocking the line. That's showing me what the valve is doing. Right now it's open where flow goes through it this way. Everything here looks good. They've got tape along the riser here. That helps keep it from getting rusted while it's underground. So to me, I mean, this is a pretty good installation. Only thing I'm kind of worried about is the PVC over here and right here. These are at a real bad angle. And that one, well, I don't know what kind of a remodel they did here. Remember, we just bought this house 10 months ago. So let's walk around the outside of it, see if there's anything else we see, and then we'll inspect the inside. And one thing to look at, there's a gutter going across the garage right here. And I just want to see, is it secure? Is it screwed together? And this is actually installed very nice. So just something else to check while we're out here walking the perimeter. All right, so I got a clean out here, so I'm assuming the two-way clean outs come out and turn and go through here, because I know the grease trap is back over here somewhere. I know that everything comes out because the septic system is back out. I've got measurements off the trees and stuff. The foundation's cracking a lot, so we need to get a soaker hose around here. We got Verizon, got our power coming in here. Got a hose bib here that's covered. And as you see, it's got a vacuum breaker on it. We shot it, put them on it last time we were here, when we first bought the house. What I don't like is I've got an open clean out here, so I need to test the sewer and see if this kitchen is okay. Now we've got a vent right above it, so it'll be really easy to run a camera, sewer machine, anything down. And what I don't like here, I don't like the way the dirt's washed away. That tells me that If we run that kitchen sink, it's probably gonna drain out here. You've got a TMP valve and an air conditioner condensate drain, but the condensate drain's not the one dripping, it's the overflow. That tells me we've got a problem with one of the drain lines up there, so we'll have to jump in there and see what's going on. So let's go ahead and check everything else out. Welcome to the humble abode. Hey Bailey, how are you? All right, so walking in here, one of the first things that I see is the floor. We need a transition piece. It goes from tile to wood, but they didn't cut it all the way up to it. So this is something that we're just gonna need to try to make it look good. But we just wanna walk through. We're here to check the plumbing, but we're just kinda making general observations. So let's check it out. So we're gonna start out here in the kitchen, just because coming in from the front door, this is the center of the house. But one of the very first things that we did here is the tenant had dogs. Nothing wrong with that. I've had dogs my entire life growing up, but we got an ozone generator in here. Literally after the first 12 hours, you couldn't smell the dogs. We went ahead and did it again. We'll probably do it one more time. Great thing to have if you've had people smoking or pets or anything like that. It really does help clear up the air. So we know that we've got a clog in the main, but I still want to go ahead and test everything in here and see if it drains okay, see if there's any leaks under the cabinet or on the drain line, either one. Now, this is a Moen, so I know that if it's leaking or anything, cartridges, finishes, stuff like that, guaranteed. But really what I want to look at is how it's piped in. And I gotta tell you, I don't have a lot of problems with it. Now, when I get down here to look, first thing I see is there may be a little bit of backfall right here. I'm missing handles on one of my angle stops right back there. I've got hot water piped over here to the faucet, to the dishwasher. The cold tees off, goes over to the refrigerator. I don't like the open outlet here where the garbage disposal is plugged in. And it's wet up under here. So one thing that I'm gonna do while I'm here, I wanna check first to make sure everything's working like it should. But then I'm gonna go ahead and fill these two sinks up because I wanna see if anything's leaking underneath. Like I said, there's a little bit of moisture here. I don't know if you can see the glare, and it may just be soap or something like that. I don't see any big water damage, which is a great thing. The garbage disposal looks pretty new. It's an in-sink aerator Badger 5, which we have great luck with. So the kitchen sink really doesn't look bad, other than we know we got a stoppage down there. We've got some pieces to clean up here. The garbage disposal sounds great. You know what? It's a kitchen sink. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do. Has a vegetable sprayer and a garbage disposal, so we're okay. Now, nothing else here really except, this is kind of interesting. I was wondering why there were vents on these doors, but then opened up in here and saw we've got a relatively new Rheem water heater. And what we'll do, since it's not marked on here when it was installed, there's some paperwork up here that may have it in it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of the label on it. That way I can get any information off of it, and then we can look it up and see exactly how old this is, if it's still under warranty or what's going on. But this is a Rheem Performance. It looks like a pretty good water heater. It's a 40 gallon. They've got vents in the door where it's open. There's no flood pan in here, a drain pan for the water heater. The gas has got an old gas cock on it. That's probably something I'll want to change out. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good. It's piped in right. It's got a ball valve on the back side. It's got flex connectors on it. Looks like copper coming out of the wall, so nothing here to really complain about. The Type B vent, whenever we first came in here the other day, it was not lined up right, which it is now. And maybe it needs to come down a little bit, so we may have to cut some tape loose, twist some fittings around. But whenever we came in the other day, it was literally about 3 inches to this side. Guys, that's why you want the carbon monoxide detectors in, to protect you and your family, to make sure everybody's good. The only thing I don't like about the water heater is it's got a plastic drain valve. Anytime I install a water heater, I like to take out the plastic valve, put in a brass valve. That way I know I'm never gonna have any problems with it. Let's go check out the laundry room and the bathrooms on this end of the house. Then we'll go back to the main bedroom area. Okay, so we've got the washer and dryer here. The only thing that I see, there's rubber hoses on it, and there's a little corrosion up here around the hot side. So my recommendation is gonna be we go ahead and replace these hoses with stainless steel hoses. We don't know how long these have been here, and these hoses do rupture. Got a washing machine and a dryer. They're part of the house. They came with it. I like that there's shelving, stuff like this. We've also got a lavatory sink that doesn't look like it's been used in a while, and I really don't want to put my hand down in there. I really don't want my hand down in all this funky stuff. Well, that definitely needs to be cleaned out, but it looks like it works. There's nothing leaking underneath. And remember the 3-inch line that went out to the side? Well, I would be willing to bet, based on where we're at in the house, that it comes in this wall. So they probably added the washer and dryer later, and it would make sense now, because they added a bathroom on the other side of this wall, the washer and dryer, and the garage is really, really short. So what I would imagine, this used to be part of the garage. They closed this in to put in a laundry room, a bathroom, and made the garage half as deep as it needs to be. So let's walk out there and check it out. So this is the garage, but we're gonna go in this bathroom first because this is part of the add-on I'm talking about. So this is a bathroom, it's an add-on. I love the way the cabinet's just right in the middle, but it does give you room for a laundry hamper, anything like that. You've got a toilet right here, American Standard. We flushed it the other day. Everything flushes fine. And this has got a power flush on it. I love that. Now, we did find a problem though. Okay, so the accordion piping is a no-no. I cannot believe that big box stores even sell it, but they'll sell anything they can make money at. But you look at the way this thing is hooked up. It's got angle stops on it. It's got a brass triple lever assembly. So, I mean, there are some good things to it. We will have to take it apart and redo it just because of the accordion piping. We want to put a regular P-trap on there so we don't have a problem. All right, so we're gonna go into the bathroom. Can I have a minute?
2,000 years later.
Okay, now you can come in. Okay, so we got a bathroom, right? You've got a lavatory, a toilet, and a shower. Okay, that's kind of weird. First of all, yeah, you've got a little lavatory cabinet. No accordion piping. It's popped right. It looks kind of funny just because of the way it's offset, but it works. They did a good job. You've actually got usable drawers. A little Advil in case you get a headache. You've got angle stops down there. I'm not going to try to cycle them right now just because I don't want to mess with anything in case the water starts leaking. But when we come in and start doing things around here, we'll go through and cycle every valve to make sure that we can turn it off in case the faucet does start leaking or something like that. Now this faucet's a little stained, but I mean, my thought is we'll end up replacing them all anyway. Now, I don't like these little round toilets. This is an old American Standard plebe, and you look at how big that tank is too. Now, we did have to change the fill valves on it whenever we first bought the house to get the water turned back on. But now you look at the funny area. We're in the shower, and these are the controls way down here. You've got a very low shower head. I see that we've got a box out up here, which is probably for air conditioning, something like that. I'm not even sure yet. It could be for power, I mean, it could be anything. But this tub is really interesting. It looks like they just tore the tub out, left the controls here, and I'm looking at cracked tile right here like it's trying to separate. This is gonna be interesting. One thing we probably need to do here is go ahead and do a shower pan test. Just because the guy, when he moved out, I did say something about if you take a shower too long, it gets wet on the floor, which means we'll pull the drain, we'll stick a test ball down in it, fill it up right to the threshold where it doesn't overflow, and then watch it and see what it does. If we get water outside the shower then, along the floor, over in this room or in the kitchen there, then we know we've got a problem. But at least we can do that now, knowing it, before we get in here and start using the shower. To me, I think we need to remodel it anyway. So let me get out of here. All right, so we've checked out the bathrooms. We've checked out the entire house now, actually, inside and outside. After we're all said and done, we need to go up in the roof and look at the air conditioning system, because with the overflow dripping, the primary is not draining. And right now it looks like it drains out there too. We'll have to trace that out, look at it, see if it goes in the bathtub. I didn't see it anywhere else. But we've got 2 bathrooms here, one on the other end, one on this end, 3 bedrooms here, a living room, dining room, kitchen, laundry room, half of a garage. Not bad. We inspected it, everything looks pretty good. There's a little bit of work to be done, but nothing major. So when you check out a house, how do you check it out? Do you go into great detail? We turn things on, we make sure nothing's leaking. We do a lot of stuff like that, but a visual inspection sometimes is one of the best things. If you don't see any water damage, you don't see any problems like that, everything's gonna be okay. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely think you'll like the next one.